incredibly talented individual who seems absolutely bent on conquering every creative medium and leaving none for the rest of us. It's a pleasure to welcome the soon-to-be best-selling author of Nightmares, Mr. Jason Segel.
Thanks for coming, everybody. It's odd to be greeting you like a PETA.
That's actually my favorite part.
Yeah, is it?
It's sort of coming down the stairs, feeling the suspense. So one of us is incredibly famous, and the other one is Jason Segel. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. This is so cool. It's my first time here.
Well, in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
And you said it right.
Yeah.
My first time in Cincinnati. So, congratulations on the book.
Thank you very much.
I've read it. It's spectacular. How many people here have finished it already?
No, that's impossible. You finished it already?
All right.
Wow. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know most of you are getting it today.
Yeah.
He's been working on it. So, how many of you saw Jason on Stephen Colbert? So one of the things that I found fascinating, and that was probably a good place to jump off, was the book is obviously called Nightmares. And you told a bit of a story about the nightmare that Charlie
Sir,
had.
I'm going to need to get one of those.
It's very much connected to your personal experiences.
There's a register down in kids that might be easier for you to get to.
About witches eating my toes. They did. I had it every night. It was terrifying. I had something called night terror. I don't know if you know what that is, where my body would wake up and my parents would wake me up, but my brain stayed in the nightmare, so my mom would become the witch, and I would attack her. It would take like 15 or 20 minutes for me to wake up properly, which was really scary. I gotta go. And so I sort of took that nightmare when it's time to start writing, and thought about it. In the book, Charlie, the main character's mother, has passed away, and his father lives in New York, and he starts having terrible nightmares about witches eating his toes. But he's convinced that it is his stepmother who's actually the witch. And so I think nightmares are really our minds dealing with things that torment us in real life. It's our brain processing. But part of what the book talks about, what I've learned, is that your nightmares really are the gatekeepers to your dreams. And they're there for a reason, and you need to walk through your fears in order to accomplish anything. So that's really the key.
That's fantastic. And so as you started this process, you decided, okay, I'm going to turn this into a book. So much of your work, it seems like, you know, the Dracula, the puppets.
Yeah.
So some of you are familiar with this one. You know, the breaking up, being broken up with while naked,
Yes.
are told from your everyday experiences, from your.
And I said a lavish puppet musical. It's unique to my brain, you know.
Speaking about something that came from that, obviously from that you were able to pivot into bringing the Muppets back, which someone.
Turn the t-shirt on.
As someone who was born in 1975, Muppets and Star Wars are kind of hardwired to my DNA.
Yeah, no, I was born in 1980. I'm 34 years old. And 1980! That's a year.
Is anyone here from the 80s?
Well, so anyway, the reason I bring that up is that I was a little too young for the Muppet Show, and my mother, who is a total comedy dork, had taped episodes of the Muppet Show in anticipation of rearing a fellow comedy dork. I'm creative. Do you know what I mean? She also showed me Harold and Maude when I was 10. Oh yeah, so anyway, Muppets. Yeah, so
driving a car.
yeah. So Sarah Marshall had finished, and what happens in sort of Hollywood land is they asked me what I wanted to do next, because Sarah Marshall went very well. It did very well, especially for like the first time. It's really important to have things like that where I just think that staying connected to your fellow man and to reality is the most important thing you can do as a writer, a performer, but also just as a human being. And little like a kid tells it like it is. That's one of the reasons I wanted to write the book. Is this is a space that like it feels very honest to me. The kid does not have a vested interest in lying to you or boosting your ego or anything like that. So you end up connecting on a really human level. And I also think that it's really important, it happens for me, it's how I've like chosen to live my life, that you remind a kid right before they get on that track, where like middle school, junior high, high school, college, your job, and then maybe you get to retire somewhere. And if you catch them like 8 to 10 years old and tell them, don't forget, there's magic. No, you know, it's true. Like, you can find movies that you can find buried treasure. And Charlie the Chocolate Factory, maybe you can find a golden ticket. And in my world, the math is strongly against me pulling this stuff off. You know, becoming an actor, writing a script, writing a book. You know, this is because someone told me, someone used Inception, got into my brain and said, like, there's magic, don't forget.
Spectacular. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, one of the things that I read in an interview that you did about the making of Muppet movies, which I think really rang true, especially reading this book, was that you're like, no, I'm really not going to do it ironically.
Yeah, well, they were really convinced that I was doing the Muppets with like a wink, you know, that I was doing it with a sense of irony, like, oh look, here comes R-rated comedy guy coming in to do the Muppets. It's not. They kept trying to explain the tone of the Muppets to me, and then my mind was, oh, I know, guys, trust me, like, way ahead of you here. And then finally their concerns were eased because we did our first table meeting. And so I'm up to it, I've asked for everyone's trust and they've given it to me. I'm like the producer of it, I'm starring in it, I'm writing it, like, I'm kind of like the guy in charge a little bit, at least at this stage. And it's time for the table read, and they bring the puppeteers with their cards, but they also bring in these trumps. Like, what is going on here? And then all of a sudden, they bring out Kermit the Frog. And I burst into tears. But like, I cried disproportionately to the occasion. Like really hard. Like way too long. And like, awe is in this sweet look on their faces turn into like, he's not really the boss. Right? It was a terrifying moment for everybody, but it worked out okay.